And welcome, my dear friends. Morpheus is in the house, giving you a daily dose of the red pill, the truth about trading in binary options and all of the things that it can provide you with. Financial independence is something that's available to every single one of you, my dear friends. Today, we're going to be actually, live for a fairly long time because, well, let's actually kind of start off right away by registering into a tournament. And today we have, all right, so he's going to give us a tournament balance. Actually, this is really cool. One of the things that I love Pocket Option is the fact that it gives you these opportunities to win for money risk-free every single day, right? So if you click here on the tournaments, it's a day off tournament. It gives you $100 balance. It's not real money, and your job is to elevate, right? Is to multiply this amount to the point where you're going to be on the top three, right? So in this case, right, the payout, obviously my rating is pretty low right now. But as you can see, we got, top three spots will get 50, 75, and 125. So that's kind of a cool thing. So on every single day, you're able to participate. So imagine if we win, five tournaments per month. All right, and out of 30 days, you just got third spot 5 times in a row, $250, risk-free in your pocket, not bad at all. So this is where, you can tell your buddies, hey, sign up to Pocket Option. Here's the link, which is actually below the video. You get massive advantages. You get a chance to talk to me about any kind of strategies. And today we are actually going to talk about, or we'll trade together between the two events that are happening. So in approximately 10 minutes, actually less than 10 minutes from now, we have what's called ADP NFP, right? So let's see. For this week, we go to any Forex calendar. And you saw that, Monday there wasn't really a lot of things, kind of interesting. Tuesday as well. But today in about 7 minutes from now, we have ADP non-farm employment change. This is the reason why this is interesting is that it's usually done with Friday, first Friday of the month. Usually there is the non-farm employment change, the NFP, the actual NFP. ADP NFP, Automatic Data Processing Incorporated. This is a company, right? And basically it provides a look at employment growth, usually 2 days ahead of the government-released employment data, the NFP. Source changes, series, calculation formula, la la la. Well, basically, why traders care. Creation of jobs, right? So the more people get it from, the first salary, the first paycheck, that's what non-farm employment change. How many new people got salaries? If you got a salary, especially the first one, you're probably going to spend all of it, right? So when you spend money, you stimulate the economy. So if this statistic is great, that means the economy should be growing. Now, ADP, there we go. It analyzes payroll data from more than 25 million workers. I think that they have like 400,000 accounts, small businesses, right? Like brothers that opened up a mechanic shop, right? Or grandma and few nieces bakery, right? So these are small businesses. This isn't, we're talking about like Apple, right? Or Google with, thousands of employees, right? So this is kind of something just to keep in mind. But this is relatively kind of limited. It's not something with the public sector. I think it's more of a private sector. There's no government jobs over here. Remember in America, if you, never lived there, and there's two governments. There's state government and there's federal governments, right? So all of these, so state government in each state, the trash work, collector workers or electrical grid and all of that, you pay taxes for, and these people get paid working for the state. But there's also federal government, so, I don't know, CIA, FBI, they also have workers, and these guys also get paid. But this is not something that gets counted here, right? It gets counted here. Everything except farming industry, because farming industry is seasonal, and it kind of would dilute data. It would be awesome, for example, in the summer, in the autumn, but it would be horrible data in the winter and spring. Right, so that's why they excluded a non-farm, though this is the most popular macro statistic of the month. And usually there is a bit of correlation, right? If we take a look and we see historically speaking, so we had, since January, we had bad, good, bad, right? And let's see about, so usually there is a correlation, and we have, well, good, bad. All right, maybe not such a great correlation, but there usually is. Let's see. Wait a second. If we open both of them, right? So we're not really, yep, we didn't really hit too many. So there was good in April and good in April. It was bad in March. It was bad in March. But we can see that the full statistic of employment change in the government and private sector was positive, though in the private sector in the previous month, in April, or rather from April, was not really so hot. It was actually a really big drop. Here it was, actually it was a drop. Actually, see, wait a second. I kind of, misled you a little bit. So we can see, we can't really anticipate the actual number, but we can see that the previous month was 185, and it was lower, 177,000, though the forecast was much lower. Here was, the forecast was lower, it came out much lower as well. So anyways, these are correlated to an extent. So I wouldn't say that we're expecting a huge move here. And, well, as I mentioned, in 2 minutes and 36 seconds or so, we're going to see a reaction. If it's not going to be big, in my opinion. That's why we're going to trade a tournament together. Hopefully, answer some questions. My two guys, yeah, Donald and Henry, are in the house with me yet again. These guys are no longer my students. They're my good buddies. And Bank of Canada overnight rate. So there's the interest rate decision is going to be released at 4:45, or in approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes from now. And that's why we're going to trade for a while. I'm going to answer any questions of anybody who kind of, passes through about trading, about binary. So hopefully it's not just going to be Donald and Henry kind of keeping an eye out on me. But maybe somebody else. Remember, one-on-one. You're looking to make financial independence, come your way a little bit faster. This is an excellent instrument. I can show you, I can prove to you that market is not chaos with these two statistical events right now. You are able to take a look at the services PMI for United States, maybe at 5 o'clock if there's going to be some sort of, big difference. You're able to see an impulse. After every impulse, what do we expect? Yes, we expect a retracement. And because these events are scheduled, it's not a surprise to anybody, and that's why we are pretty much expecting something that's not long-term. Right, but we'll go into that again a little bit. I'll clarify in about 1 minute. So let's go back here. We're looking at, well, first of all, let's take a look. Oh, no. Let's go to real account for now. There we go. And we're going to go to euro dollar. Right, there it is, real market, euro dollar 1 minute candle. Let's actually, wait, not this. Okay, no, everything is fine. Okay, and there we go. In 36 seconds from now, all I'm expecting really is a spike followed by a retracement. Now, interesting enough, we see already a little jerking motion. There's already a bit of, maybe a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. Notice the technical analysis just based on fractals and parabolic, and maybe we can put a different indicator here as well, like CCI or shaft. None of this matters. They say that it's going to go down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reaction. Bam! There it is. Now, even... Oh, no. Let's go timer. There we go. For 10 bucks, oh my goodness. All right, let's actually go for 20. And man, I think I should have gone a little bit. There we go. Let me open one here. All right, so we're gonna go another for 50. Now this is a timer basically for 1 minute. Uh, well, what are we expecting? See, there was a downward movement, right? The technical analysis was showing a downward movement, but it does not matter. Technical analysis is like a passenger in the car. It's not in the behind the wheel. In the real market, and I hope that I didn't blow anybody's mind. This is not pre-recorded. This is live. If you go to Pocket Option right now, register, you'll open this graph. You will see exactly what is shown here, that there is a reaction from, there we go, wait a second. So how much time we got until the expiration there? There was actually a retracement and, oh man, wait a second. So see, there was a spike, a retracement, and a continuation. I kind of fumbled a little bit here. That's why I'm going to open another position for a retracement. But usually there's a spike, retracement, and there could be a continuation. Wait a second. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, ADP again is in the double digits. All right, so not really good. Actually, wait a second. I think I opened the retracement. I should have opened the continuation, though. Man. All right, okay, never mind. We're gonna recover this. Even if I lose on this one, we're gonna recover it anyway. But the point is, look, it is important. The more important aspect is between the forecast and the actual, right? But we should also consider what it was in the previous month. So we saw a decline, right, from triple digits. Expectation was triple digits. It came out as a double digit. It was adjusted a little bit from 62K to 60, and once again they were expecting growth, but it came out much lower. That is why, right, we see. All right, there we go. We're in the money. That is why we saw a huge spike upward for Euro, because it was bad news for the USD. So there was a spike, there was a retracement. Now imagine this. In Forex, in the real market, in Forex, when you open the position here at 1379, right? So remember, the pip is the fourth digit after the decimal. And the highest point right here in this minute was 1402, right? So 1402.79. All right, let's kind of round it up. So it's 23 pips. 23 pips, right? So in Forex, euro dollar is worth approximately $9.50 to $10 per pip. All right, so in this regard, we had, essentially 23 pips. Somebody made $230 with one standard lot here. So obviously they were like, yep, that's good enough. And they closed the position. A bunch of people closed the position, and it retraced. And at that point, when somebody, the news was released and everybody saw it, and it was actually, not so good. It's actually bad news for the dollar. There was a bit of a continuation and a retracement. Now, as I mentioned, the reason why I opened for a retracement on the following minute, and the timer will actually go over into the following minute. So the end position, the expiration, is actually going to go, even if you open like 5 seconds right here for a retracement, it's actually going to close in this minute unless you have done, the flag and chosen your expiration, specifically. Right, so anyways, let's kind of come back to this. The reason why the NFP, not the ADP NFP, the actual NFP could actually go spike, retrace, and a long continuation versus ADP when there's a spike, maybe it was retracement a little higher, and now that's it, it's over. There's this news, right? The non-farm or the ADP non-farm is no longer impacting the market. All right, now it's going to do its own thing. All right, there's not really, so there's little, spike, little continuation. Maybe somebody's a little late to the party, so they're still pushing based on the news. But because this news is not really that important in the grander scale of things, it's important. That's why there is a reaction. But that's why it is considered a high impact event even. It's an important thing, but it's not as important as CPI. It's not as important as NFP. It's not as important as the interest rate decision because it's still a company that releases this data. It's not the government. It's a particular company that has a very limited amount of I don't know, clients, right? So we're talking about, we're talking about small companies, private sector, and well, they say that it's like 25 million workers derive employment growth estimation. Actually, 25 million sound. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I think it sounds a little bit, like a lot, but out of population of 370 or like maybe more now million population of Americans who are working, but obviously there are children, there are old people on pension there as well. Maybe 25 million in the private sector is really not that such a big number. That's why, as I mentioned, right now, after it happened, now the market is just going to be doing its own thing. So it was, because of this candle, we saw kind of like a growth, kind of going sideways. There was a spike. There's a bit of continuation. So a spike, retracement, continuation, but I don't think that this event is all no longer or at the moment is still impacting the market. Now it's doing it based on other factors. So that's where essentially this is really cool way to start your day. All right. So in the morning when you wake up, you get a cup of coffee or something. Check out what kind of events throughout the day are going to happen and see because even if you're working at that time, who's to stop you to go, from going to the bathroom or getting, a cup of coffee or something in your, company lunchroom and just open your phone. You know exactly when it's going to happen, right down to the second. There's a spike, whether it's up or down. You understand that there's going to be a retracement. 5 minutes later, you're back at your desk doing whatever it is that you're doing with the little extra money in your account already. So we're going to start doing a little bit of trading right now in the tournament. I'm going to show you how some of my guys, actually both Henry and Donald, have placed in the top 3 of a daily tournament. They did make some money using this particular approach that I'm going to show you right now. So, and then we're going to touch base on Bank of Canada's Bank of Central Banks or Bank of Canada, BOC, rate statement. These are carefully chosen words that are going to, they're going to be presented to the public as a justification for this statistic, the 2.75. Are they going to raise it? Are they going to keep it the same? Or are they going to lower it? So this is going to be kind of released at the same time, 4:45, or in approximately 1 hour and like 22 minutes from now. So chats are open. Anybody who kind of comes through this, chats are open live right now. If you have any kind of questions if you ever heard about binary options, or maybe you've never heard of binary options, you want to know what the hell it is, how it can improve your life, financial stability, actually would be more accurate. Ask a question about this topic, and once again, if you might not be live during the stream, you leave a comment. I will answer it later. Me, Morpheus, will clarify all of these things for you. So, having said that, also Telegram channel where Henry and Donald already have received one-on-one guidance. They've kind of asked all of the questions. They get full answers, not just to like trust me. I'll make sure that you understand exactly why, and I can prove it to you as well, right? So overall, we make money. Right, so as history shows right here, right, we had, 88%. I lost $10.20 because I kind of goofed up a little bit on the entry point, but I won 44, so when you subtract $30 losses, I'm still 14 bucks in profit. So there we go. All right, let's go to our tournament. Tournament day off. There we go. We got our balance, right? Tournament ends in 5 hours and 35 minutes. And I think that we've already gone through, not necessarily like step-by-step strategy, but I think that we've gone through Let's see, where's parabolic SAR, right? Basically, I have a video on my YouTube channel, and well, I don't know actually if on Twitch yet, where I say parabolic 2.0, right? Parabolic SAR 2.0. Very, very easy understanding. Now, let's assume that we have established a downward, there we go, kind of like this. There's a false breakout here, a downward momentum channel, and we close position, we close position at the end of the minute, right? So let's actually enable timer, auto scroll and grid snap I don't need. All right, there we go. So we have 12 seconds or 10 seconds until the following minute. All right, and what we're able to do is open the position with parabolic SAR. All right, so there we go. We got, now when we see parabolic on the top, you keep selling. Obviously, it's not going to be every single candle, but at the end of every candle, you're going to have essentially a result. Right, so because it was going down for such a long time, I do believe that it's time for a bit of a pullback. But essentially what we do is we go to the next minute and we open a position. Oh, whoa, $10. Damn. For a little bit bigger position, right? For a bigger amount, rather. And if it closes at the end of the minute, or rather if it closes at the end of expiration, the candle, it should be lower and we should be in the money. Now what I did here is actually I made a goof again. And right now, you know what, actually we're not going to go for $20 because this could actually end our tournament a little bit quicker than we wanted. Alright, so what we're going to do is... Wait, why didn't it close? Why? Okay, 47. Oh, I opened it for 2 minutes. I opened it for 2 minutes. Yep, goofed up a little bit again. I don't know, very excited. Very excited to talk to you guys about this. But let's, so let me explain what the parabolic 2.0 means. Right, if we establish when parabolic switches to the top, it signals that there's going to be a downward movement. And if you would have opened the position here, or I'm sorry, when it went from this position here for a sell, you would have lost because it closed higher. Second step martingale, it opened here and it closed lower. In the money, so you would have been back in the green. Here you open in the money, here you would have lost. Second step lost. Third step, in the money. First, in the money, on the second, in the money, on the second, in the money, on the fourth. Wow. Actually, no, here it actually switched. It switched on this candle, it switched to the bottom, so you would have bought, opened the position here, closed higher, in the money. Here, out of money, second steps in the money. Here would have been out of money, on the fourth step, in the money. All right. Well, here would have been like 50-50, in the money, out of money, second step, in the money. I don't know, it's a little weird because it's got lots of volatility, well, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna stay with $1 because we got the time, right? We got the time between this, and all we do is we follow one indicator. We follow parabolic SAR, but it's going to be right at the end of the, there we go, at the end of the minute. Oh, damn. There we go. I didn't do that again. There. All right. So I'm following parabolic. So here I lost. I think I opened it here, right? It went higher. There we go. This one was, actually, wait a second. Yeah, anyway, so the idea is that we open a predetermined amount positions, and we start with, hold on a second, did I win? Oh, I did win. I won both of them. All right, so here we go. Let me actually plug in. I showed you statistics yesterday about martingale. And right now, what we're going to do is we have a $100 balance. Now we have a bigger balance, but we start with $1. With a multiplier of 1.5, we're going to the next position, after losing, we're going to go to $1.50. All right. Not 11.50. $1.50. And we're going to go to the next expiration. I'm still going to open with parabolic. Just to make things a little bit more interesting, I kind of want to see when there might be a reversal of the trend. So it looks like right now, actually, it might be happening. If this candle closes a little bit higher, we're going to see the parabolic switch to the bottom. And at that point, we're essentially buying, buying for a couple of candles at least, because then we're going to be looking at this key level of interest, right? So while the asset is below this line, I believe it's going to continue to go, but now it's going upwards. In about 10 seconds, see parabolic switch to the bottom. And as soon as this candle is over, we're going to open another position for $1.50 upwards. God damn it, I keep forgetting here. All right, there we go. Upward movement. And so we'll see. Right, next position, right, so we're just playing statistic 3.75. 3.75 is going to be the next one. And let's actually switch to the, obviously switch this now to the following minute. And as soon as this, in 35 seconds, if it closes higher, we switch this back down to $1. Actually, not even $1. We actually could go to $1.10 now. There we go. Oh, I screwed up. There we go. In my chart, I'm putting up numbers. There we go. There we go. And $1.10. All right, am I winning? I don't know yet. Nope, seems like I'm going to be losing. All right, still buying, opening a position for a buy. There we go. And once again, let me actually make this chart a little bit smaller just in case somebody wants to chat to me so I can see the chat. All right, so we got, there we go. All right, English martingale, and let's do $1.10. There. All right, so looks like I'll be losing. So I don't know. I should have been winning here, but I think since I goofed up, no, I won $1.50, so I should go back to $1.10. Wait, why did I lose $1.50? Open the $1.50. All right, I lost $3.75. All right, let's go $3.75. Next one should be $4.13. Let's go to $4.13. All right, $4.13. We're still buying. In the next minute. All right. Though, interesting enough that we see a downward trend. We saw that it touched, it bounced away, but we still got a signal from parabolic that it's still going to be going upwards. So until this, so we continue. We're actually going to go 6 steps martingale before we lose the entire balance. So hopefully that's not going to happen. Maybe actually at some point we should put an end to a cap to maybe a 5th step martingale. At that point, I would lose, about $50. Well, let's see. So we're gonna make money here, right? There we go. It's in the green. All right, so let's go back to $1.10 as the first step martingale, and we're still buying upwards. Nope, actually parabolic switched, so I'm gonna be going down. So parabolic switch. So now look, we actually have a really interesting aspect. For quite a long time, we had a relatively good, big downward movement. We had multiple point contacts about here, not quite, but almost here. There's a false breakout here. So we actually have relatively big and long downward trends from 1444, from 244, to 3, almost 2 hours it's been falling downward. So at some point, right, next one is going to be $1.65. So at some point it is actually going to break through this channel. It can't go on for downward forever. All right, we're going to be winning this one. All right, there we go. Next minute, right? Oh, there we go. Next minute. I guess the key here is to load it up properly so that you open the position right when the candle opens, instead of like me goofing off a little bit, or I'm distracted when I talk. So let's do this right away. We switch to the next minute. We put up here what is it, 65, and we wait till the end of this candle. So if there's any kind of questions, if you're actually coming across this live stream right now, note that the door is open for any kind of clarification about the trading binary options. We're doing this right now in the Euro Dollar OTC in the tournament, trying to bring, right now our position is 529. But maybe in an hour we should, decrease this, significantly. All right, there we go. It's $1.10, and we're continuing to open at the beginning of every single candle. Right, there we go. So there could be a little bit of an upward movement. As I mentioned, the fact that it's been going down for such a long time, it kind of makes it even more ready to, to break through. So we're looking at the next, kind of levels of interest, the previous lowest lows. So if it does break out here, chances are it's going to go up to at least here, because it's been kind of sawing this level here. It's been sawing this level here. Once it breaks through that level, it could go all the way up to here. At that point, if it does continue to go higher, we're looking at other levels of interest. But when it breaks through, it has potential to continue to break through for quite some time. All right, so profitability, we got 92%. All right, so did I switch to new time? No. All right, there we go. We're continuing to sell. Trend is your friend. I've talked about this for the past week. Actually, we've been talking about it even Monday and Tuesday, yesterday as well. We talked about it probably most important idea, with regards to what you can ask from this instrument. Many people see 92% at the end of the minute, and they think, holy crap, in like 10 minutes I can be, closing one of my loans. And you know what? It's possible, but that would not really be trading, but gambling. The whole idea, what I'm trying to do here, me and my team are trying to get across to you that we want you to be a trader, not a gambler. And we, express clearly what the rules are. All right, and the reason why, these rules are in effect. And open again. God damn it. All right, opening again. Continuing going down, but now that we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're kind of due for a green one. Right, so also how the market behaves. But look, we got like a whole bunch more, like nine here in a row that went green. That's why I still opened downward. That's why I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this one. That's why we have pre-calculated entry points, or rather the amount for the following entry point, because we're still going to be in the money no matter what the market is going to be doing. So I do believe that this one's going to close green. And I even would say that the next one has a high chance of being green, but we're following the signal. We're following the signal. So 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to open still downward. God damn it. All right, let's switch over to the next minute right away. So for $1.65, see, I should have opened it a little bit higher. The entry point should have been a little higher. But as I mentioned, we follow signals. We don't do intuition. You cannot quantify intuition. We follow signals. Though Schaff here is saying up, Parabolic says down. So I would, who would I trust? I would actually trust Parabolic more, but it's not always going to be that way. That's why we have 5, 6 steps martingale figured into our approach. It's very, very rare that any particular indicator will give you like 5, 6 false signals in a row. That's why we kind of trust the statistic, and we continue. There we go. So we made our money, and now see, we're at 112. Actually, every single time we get a $10 profit here. So when a dollar or $100, you start with a dollar. And actually, here, let me tell you. So that we have this recorded. All right, so with the 1.5 multiplier, you're looking at a dollar. Next position, $1.50. Next position, $3.75. Next position, $9.38. Next position, $23.44. And the final sixth step is $57.09. And at that point, you're going to pretty much lose your entire balance of $100. But as soon as you get 110, your first position is going to be for $1.10. Second one for $1.65. Third one for $4.13. Actually, I should stop blabbering. Next position, up, closing. There we go. There we go. We're continuing to follow the signals, but coming back. So $1.10, $1.65, $4.13, $10.31, $25.78, and $62.80. And at that point, you will essentially will lose $104 in total and 67 cents. So you're gonna have 6 tries to open a position in the money. Right, 6 tries, and we just follow one indicator. Once again, maybe you can put a little bit of some other ones, some support and resistance. Nobody's forcing you. In the real account, this is still kind of too aggressive. In the real account, I would never condone 6 steps for the entire balance. I would say stop after the third one, and lower multiplier, so the following risk is going to be even lower as well. So let's see. Did I switch? No, I didn't. All right, there we go. Switch for $1.10 still, because we're still in the money. We're making the green. Living in, there it is, the tournament, right? So this is, T is tournament. So somehow, yeah, I goofed up. I started with a $10 trade right away and actually opened it for 2 minutes. But as you can see, there we go. We got lost, win. Somehow I think I still kind of goofed up here. Anyways, so, all right, so let's start with this one. Win. Lost, win. Well, yeah, I guess we're winning pretty good. All right, so we're doing good so far. We got 114. In a couple of, in about 5-10 minutes, we should be at 120. And at that point, the multiplier, or the initial trade is going to change. It's going to change to $1.20, and it's going to give us a little bit faster growth. So technically, you need like 23 minutes to make the first 20 bucks. But, God damn it. But the following 20 should be significantly faster, because now you're trading with the bigger first starting point, right? And instead of winning $1, you're winning on $1.10 or on $1.20 and $1.30, and basically the win becomes bigger, and that means that the following 20 is going to take maybe like 15 minutes. The following 20 is going to take maybe like 10 minutes. The following 20 is going to take maybe 5 minutes, and then essentially the balance keeps growing faster because the first position is being bigger. So having said that, though, remember that we're still getting 6 steps martingale. You shouldn't ever really immediately start with like 10%. Right, start small, because at some point, right at the end, if you're like been trading for like 5 hours and you realize that there's 3 minutes left to the tournament, and you're still on the 10th position. Well, at that point already, then go all in, right? So you got nothing really to lose, or at least like 30%, 40%. Go all in. At that point, you have nothing really to lose, except for the fact that you've been doing this for like 5 hours. Anyways, if there's any questions, again, I keep saying this, if you guys are coming across this stream somehow accidentally, what are we doing here? We're trading together right now. We're doing a very simple approach. We're trading by parabolic SAR, and predominantly we kind of follow these signals. Because statistically speaking, we found the trend. We're riding this trend until it's going to reverse. And actually, I would, after this candle closes, wait, did I put the next minute already? All right, in the money. All right, so we probably want to adjust or create a new possible level of resistance, a little bit more, aggressive. There it is. So I do believe that at some point right now there should be a bit of a retracement, maybe up to here somewhere. So there's going to be another possible 2-point contact. We have 1, 2, 3. We definitely have crap load of 3s over here. So we actually have 2 confirmed levels of resistance. All right, and the fact that the asset's been going down for such a long time, I am expecting very soon that it's going to reverse. So we're aware of this. We're keeping an eye out on this next minute. There we go. And we're just going to be prepared for it, that there's going to be a pullback. And we're still following signals. We're still following trends. There we go. And you know what? I probably want to open a fractal. There it is. So at some point, there's going to be a red arrow like this at the bottom. And probably at the end of this minute, maybe it could start its potential reversal for a couple of minutes. So this is where I would probably not be in a hurry. All right, so there we go. For now, we got 1.65, all right, as the second step. The following minute is ready, and I'm still going to be going with parabolics. Shaft is still at the bottom. Basically, it's not showing a reversal. We do have fractal as kind of like an early signal to see if we're able to spot this reversal a little bit faster, a little bit sooner, but we're still following an indicator. And look, it actually is going to close in the money. Look, there it is. There it is. It says that it's going to be going up. And nobody says that you have to open on the following position. So let's give this minute the opportunity to expire and to tell us, kind of give us a little bit more clarity as to what the market will be doing, if it's going to be going upwards. You saw you saw a fractal disappear. Because this, all of these signals are based on, continuity of flow of quotes coming in from the quote providers, sometimes based on the current. So basically, this candle needs to close in order for there to be a signal. So it kind of came out, but then the quotes and the flow of the quotes, the ask and bid prices changed a little bit, and it said that nope, the previous. Look, it's actually going to close in the money as well, right? Okay, I don't know. Let's sell on. And wait a second, did we win? No, we didn't. All right, I would still wait, right? So we're clicking on the next minute. I would still give this this candle the opportunity to tell us what the market will be doing. Right now, it looks like it should be ready for a bit of a retracement. So we could have opened the sell position, we would have lost here. We could have opened the sell position, clearly it's going up, we would have lost here. But that's why I decided to wait a little bit to be able to get clarity. Again, we're following signals, but based on our experience of what I've said already in the past videos, nobody is forcing you to do this immediately, right? So take your time a little bit with regards to what kind of signaling you see. And you know what, if it closes any lower, we would have been in, if it closes red, if I opened here, there we go, and it closes, there's fractal, the parabolic says down, so see, I would have lost because it went up, it went green, it went higher. So here there is conflicting signals. Fractal says it's going to go up, Shaft is still saying that it's bearish, and parabolic still says it's bearish. But it's been going down for such a long time, and the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 red candles in a row. As I mentioned, nothing goes down forever. That's why at some point there is a pullback. Somebody here opened the 10-minute position. Here it closed. All right, so when the position closes, it's considered a sell. And that's why somebody's cashing out. So, I don't know, we're still 165, and I'm still going to give it this minute. I don't know, I'm probably, let's go for the next one as well. So there, maybe this pullback already happened, and there's your third step martingale, and at this point, maybe you would have won. So there we go. Let's continue to sell. There we go. Because, well, it is something that's possible. That it's going to continue to go down. Who's pushing this asset down right now, you say? Us, pocket option traders. So we actually have a 2-point contact right now. So see, we have multiple. This is a valid level of resistance. We have multiple point contacts. This is a valid level of resistance. It also has multiple point contact. 1, 2, 3. And now we have a possible third level of resistance with a 2-point contact. 1, 2. If it's going to close in the money, if the next one is going to go down lower, but then it's going to come back up, this is the level of interest. If it breaks through, then this will be the next level of interest. If it breaks through, then this will be the following level of interest. Looks like we're going to win this one. That's why we're going to sell. Crap. There we go. Next minute, sell. So let's see. Actually, we could have this one close in the money or out of money and touch this level for the third time. If it breaks through, it's not a confirmed level of resistance, right? And that's why we're not really going to pay too much attention to it. But if it does break through, once again, there could be enough momentum to continue to this level afterwards. So, but we're still following signal. Parabolic says down. Shaft is still below, so it still shows you kind of like a bearish dominance. And in about 15 seconds, we're going to see if we're bumping our first trade to $1.20, or we're still keeping it at $1.10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell. Okay, god damn it. Again. You see, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm very excited about this kind of thing, and that's why I keep kind of let's I should get into a habit. So immediately switch. The third step for us is 413. All right, so first one is $1.10, then $1.65, then 413, then 1031, then 2578, then 6280, and at that point we're actually going to deplete our balance. But we're going to have 6 steps of martingale, at our disposal. All right, so 413 is the next one, and it still says bearish, right? It's parabolic. So basically, if it's on top, you sell. If it's on the bottom, you're going to buy. And sometimes maybe we're going to wait for a better signal, right? So we're still bearish. 3, 2, 1. So now we're switched to $1.10. We sell. There we go. We're in the money. And so at this point, the following trade, I'm actually going to change my chart, and we're going to change it to $1.20, because the 6th step is going to be $114. So actually, we could start with $1.20. If this is the winning one, actually, right? If this one's going to win, the next one's going to start with $1.20. Oh. It looks like, there we go. It looks like it's breaking through, but it could be a false breakout. So let's give it a little bit more time. So till the end of this candle, so we got $1.10. Next one is $1.80. Right, so let's go with 1.8. And then 10 seconds, we're going to see if parabolic is going to switch, if there's going to be a fractal sometime, somewhere here. If shaft is going to switch, then we got a really good shot at a... Nope, it still says down. All right, so I'm going to... Damn it. Why do I keep missing this? There we go. All right, so we're selling it, but I do believe that the next one, which is 450, 4.5, on the following minute, should go up. Yeah, so right now, there we go. It's going to switch. If it's going to go up a little higher, parabolic is going to switch to the bottom, and we actually have, at that point, there we go. Shaft says buy. I don't know. I don't want to do this too early. Yeah, look at that, man. It could still go down, but Shaft says it's going to be going up. It's on the third point. It's On the third point contact of this support level, we got 1, we got 2. This could be, if it goes below this level, if it closes, I don't know, man. All right, $1.20. The following minute, it still says sell. All right, let's sell, I guess. But I do believe that it's going to be going. I keep saying that it's going to be going up. It's going to be going up, and we're not taking too big positions. But right now, we could say that yeah, it's meeting a support level, right? And which means the next position is $1.80, and for the following minute, I'm ready to believe that it's going to be. There we go. Parabolic switched finally. And you know what? I'm actually going to open a call position here. So I did a dumb thing. Or rather, not dumb. It's maybe impulsive. You shouldn't really do that. But $1.20, I mean, both of the positions are going to close in like 5 seconds. So in 5 seconds, I'm going to lose $1.20, but I'm going to make $1.80. Right? So the following minute, and I'm opening a buy position. Right, so I still made money. Right, I lost $1.20, but I made $1.80. So I lost $1 and I was 66, or $1.20 minus $1.66 profit. So I made like 40 cents profit. So still in the money. Second step, let's switch to time. Second step is $1.80, as we mentioned, and oh man, look at that. Maybe it's going to have this kind of, look, it actually went up again. Let's see if this is something that's going to continue. Dumb thing. Don't really do that, though. I don't encourage to open 2 positions in opposite directions in the same expiration. I should have waited until, this position closed, and after $1.80, we got $4.50. So it looks like I'm going to go for another sell. There it is. Wait, did I win my $1.80? Yes, I did. So I lost $1.20, I won $1.80, which means that I should have gone back down to $1.20, but I didn't. Oh no, I screwed up the times. I clicked on 1 minute too big. Maybe our progress is going to be threatened right now. Again, let's go to $1.20 and start from the beginning. So 14 seconds from now, 10 seconds from now, all 3 positions are going to close. Yeah, I've jumped the gun a little bit. Thankfully, oh, come on, we'll see what's going on. Oh man, it's by the skin of the teeth. 450 is still active, right? So 450 is still active. I lost $1.20. On the following minute, I opened, for the following minute, I opened $1.80. Ah, man, I screwed up with the times. I screwed up here. Signal-wise, we would have been in the money on the first, on the second, on the third. On the second one would have been like by the skin of our teeth. But if you get this, when you're not distracted as me with, or maybe I'm just weird like that, basically if this closes lower, even if I lose $1.80, I win with 450, but it looks like it is sawing this level relatively good, and even the signals are saying sell. We're still going. All right, 450. Next one is 1125. Let's see, how we react. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm probably going to wait. All right, we need to wait. So we're seeing from support and resistance levels, we see a long downward trend. We see a confirmed level of resistance here. This level is not confirmed because it touched once, twice, and on the third one it broke through. So we can actually delete it. But we are seeing a support level, right? So we can highlight it here. That's sawing a particular, so for a while it's been going down, but now it's going sideways. There is a pinch factor between this level of resistance and this level of support. So that's why we're going to wait. Shaft says is going up, but as you can see, it's not really. It's going sideways. So this is why I would probably wait some more. And you know what? Luck is on our side. I'm glad that we gotten an opportunity to win this one, so we're back in the money, we're back in the green. But actually, I still want to wait a little bit more. I don't think I'm gonna buy right or sell right now because we have shaft saying going up. We got parabolic says that it's going to be going down, even though it's going sideways. And it's approaching the 4th point contact, right? So even if it's going to go sideways, at some point it's going to touch this level. And afterwards, we have, an ability to analyze if the market is going to be going up, it's going to break through possibly to this level, or if it's going to go, bounce away from here, break through on the low side, it's got a higher potential to continue to go down even further. So at that point, we just need to wait. I'm going to wait a little bit. We kind of lucked out on my goofiness. There we go. So let's keep that at the end of the minute. Right, but so in 53 seconds, we're going to see this candle close. And as I mentioned, I'm not really a big fan of it going sideways, but once again, I kept saying that it's been going down for such a long time that it is due to be going upwards at some point for a little bit bigger interval. All right, so we're seeing this, somewhere here. This was like what 2:45. Right now it's 3:45. It's been like an hour, almost an hour and a half. And if we did this on based on the signals and on time, I opened here for a sell in the money. Sell in the money. Second step here in the money. Second step here in the money. But I would still rather wait. On the 3rd minute, there we go. Expiration still. See, it says sell for $1.20. Well, let's go. But even though I don't believe in this position, I think I would have waited a little bit more. 1-point contact went up. 2-point contact kind of went up. 3rd-point contact, and I don't know if you could consider this kind of like stretching the truth a little bit. This is a breakout, and it's going to continue to go down. So it could very well be the case. So if it is the case, right, next one from $1.20, our next position is $1.80. And we're continuing based on the signals, not intuition, though my intuition says that maybe I should have waited a little bit longer. Maybe 5-10 minutes to see if the graph or if the asset is going to show us something different. 3, 2, 1. I mean, look at that. It's in the money, right? God damn. It's weird. The market is weird. You know what? And I'm gonna wait for the following minute still. Because I would open. I still think the candles are not going to be big. Actually, this is something that we can take a look with ATR. Yeah, the volatility is super low. So, so when we're seeing here at this candle, right, size, when it's at this level, we see this kind of candle. We see a higher, we see also pretty much a big candle. The higher it is, the bigger the candle. But the lower it is when it's at this level, these kind of candles, this kind of volatility is not really something that excites me to open position then, because the win is like by the skin of the teeth. So it's still $1.20 on this minute. I don't know. We'll see. So, still a sell. 6, 5, 4. Nope, this one would be a buy, I think. Yeah. God damn it. There we go. A buy. Because of this, all right, next one is $1.80. So trading live with you guys in the tournament, not risking any of my money. We see that we're in like 440th position. Sometimes even when your balance keeps going up, you might lose positions because somebody just opened a $100 position and they immediately doubled their balance. So it is a possibility, but we're not threatened. We're not depressed by this. And right now we're just killing time. I can answer any questions that you got about binary options. So ready to answer anybody's queries about, where I've been, what I've done, I don't know. It's, chats are open. Comments are also as well. So it looks like we're going to be winning this one. And we continue. There we go. We continue to go higher. Next one is $1.80. We immediately switch the time to the following minute, and that is kind of the gist of the strategy to win tournaments. You just keep next minute for a higher position. As soon as you win, you turn it down to first step of your 6 steps worth of martingale. And super, super rare that parabolic will show you like 5 false signals, not to mention 6 false signals in a row. It is possible. It is possible, but it's super rare. So as long as you got this kind of locked down, the proper setup for the following position few seconds before the expiration, that kind of should keep you within the 6 seconds worth, or within yeah, it should keep you within the 6 steps of martingale, so you should be able to constantly make your balance bigger and bigger. Right, so 1.8, the following minute, I still entered a little bit off, as you saw, kind of like 2-3 seconds before, but sometimes the volatility is the one that's going to play goofy things with you. Right, it's going to be here 5 seconds, you'll be like, oh, I need the next position, but it's going to dip in and you're going to win, so you have to change it back to the first step. But still, it's, kind of the best we got. Like 2-3 seconds before, make a judgment call whether to change it from the first step to second step martingale, or back, because it looks like we are going to be winning this one. All right, so 3, 2, 1, and opening position. There we go. Changing the minute. And now we're changing the time, or I'm sorry, the entry amount to $1.80, because there is a possibility that this is going to close in the red. All right, so look how long we're actually at this level right here, and look how long it took for it to drop from here to here. It started, well, let's say somewhere here. It started at 15:45. And right now it's 16:06, so about half an hour it took to go from here to here, but in approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, and basically 4 minutes, it went all the way up here as well. So we're still following with a parabolic SAR, following its signals. The next one is going to open for $1.80. 6, 5, and see, this is what I was actually saying. It could close in the money, but it didn't. All right, so we're opening it for a upward movement as well, because, as I mentioned, the next point of interest is this. 1, 2, 3-point contact. On the 4th one, it broke through. And that's why there is a lot of momentum to continue. And where it can continue up to this level. So I still believe that it's going to be going upwards, though Schaff might say something different now. 3rd step martingale is 450 for us right now with our current balance. And, oh man, did we switch the minute or no? Ah, crap. All right, a couple of seconds before the end of the candle, we're going to open. We're gonna open it to see if I switched. I don't remember if I switched or not. I think I did, right? So this is like the 8th minute. That's the next one is there we go. Yeah, we switched. And we're still going upwards. Nope, I didn't switch. God damn it. All right, 450. Now here's, we got a little bit of conflicting signals. We got fractal saying down. We got parabolic saying up. And we have shaft that is on top, kind of making me believe that it could curve downward a little bit and give us a signal on the sell. But let's take, let's keep that in mind. All right, next minute, and the 4th step martingale is 11:25. Once again, we're following signals, not intuition. predominantly on parabolic. See, fractal went away based on the current inflow of quotes. And I still see only Donald and Henry with me here, which are gray guys. There we go. Let's go back to $1.20, and we buy. So if it breaks through this level, let's say this level has been broken through. We got 1, 2, 3-point contact. On the fourth one, it broke through. So it's going up. And actually right now, we're going to switch it because it was broken. Now we have an upward channel. We got 1, we got 2, and I do believe it's going to continue to go higher because it looks like it's going to be breaking this level as well, though there could be a false breakout. So on this one, it could close outside of this line, but in the next one, dip back in. So for now, a very long negative trend, right? We're talking about a couple of hours now, has been going down. So then it's kind of stopped, it's petered out, and it's going back up. So right now, it's crucial point to understand if it's going to continue to go upwards. Right? If it does, we're still buying on the following minute. There we go. We're still buying $1.20, but I do believe that it could face some resistance because it did multiple times. Once here, twice, 3, 4, 5, and then it went down a little bit more aggressively. So 5 times it touched. If the next candle is going to close above it, then we actually have a very good possibility that it's going to continue to go higher. Then the next possible level of interest would be here. All right. So if it's going to go up, it could go up to here. But right now we see super small volatility. That's why we are switching to $1.80 the following minute, and we're kind of prepared to wait. But it does look like it's going to close on the upside of this. So 10, 8, 7, yeah, we got like current signal that it should be going higher. And 3, 2, 1, open. There we go. Ah, crap. I opened it for $1.80. Shit. Alright, if it's $1.80, the following position should be 270, but that's not good. So let's hope that this one closes in the money, because statistically speaking, it's not really something that we're ready yet to open $1.80 as the first step. This needs to be $180 for this to be our first step. So it does look like it should be in the money, all right. But it very soon, actually, maybe on this one, on the profitability of $1.80. It could be pushing us closer to to 130, which means that our first position is going to be $1.30. Uh-oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close in the money. Hey, bingo. Oh, damn it. Next minute, and technically $1.30 now, right? Yeah. All right, $1.30. We're still going up. Yeah, so we came close to this level, right? This is where I would have also kept an eye out on indicators. Very long time. It was going from, 1538, right? Which I say sooner, 1535. From 1535 or so, it's been going down over a long period of time till 1535. So about, right? So over half an hour. But now we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles. That in 11 minutes it came back up. So it's coming back up aggressively. This is why we're going to be looking at this and this, or at this level as the possible point where it's going to face resistance and it might bounce away a little bit. So this is still a very good, damn it, this is still a good level of support, right? And now we actually see that this particular level is no longer valid. It's been broken through. Down, 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 down. Boom, it broke through, so we remove it. And now we understand that it's still going to be going up while it's above this support level. So, but at this point, we are expecting there might be resistance where it's going to come back down and test this level again. Right, and this will be the third time that it touches. So if it breaks through, this is not a valid support level. But if it, oh, there we go. See, it could be facing that, moment right now, actually. So once again, as I mentioned, nobody says that we must open the next position. So we could wait. All right, what do we do? Did we lose this one? Yeah, we lost this one, right? So I'm actually going to wait. So next position is $1.95 for the second step. And it says buy, but and yeah, all right, I'll buy. Okay, let's buy till the end of the minute. So we got 44 or like 40 seconds until, we see if it's going to be bouncing up a little bit higher. If it bounces up a little bit higher, let's see what are the next levels that we could consider. Somewhere here maybe. The next one's somewhere here. This one's actually going to be relatively good because it came across this level several points. Several points, right? We got one here for support, here for support, here for resistance. All right, so let's take a look at there we go. See, $1.95 is open for a buy, but it looks like it faces that resistance. Next one is 488, 88, and the following minute, and opening for a buy. So I'm thinking that if it breaks through right now on this side, it's going to be bad because it then means that it's not a confirmed level of support. Parabolics still says up. Here we would have lost. Second time we would have lost. Third time we can lose for 488. And at this point, we need to maybe question whether we want to open it for 1219 as the fourth step martingale. Right, so because it will take us significantly longer to get back this amount of money while trading at $1.30 versus if we stop right here, right? So this is where we're running into that potential issue. So I still think that it's got potential to go higher, but it could close us out of money, and I don't think that I want to go to 12, but maybe I need to put on my big boy pants and still go for it, because right now, look, there could be a reversal and there could be parabolic switching to the top on the following minute. Yeah, let's go down to, let's wait for this candle to close, because still, if we go to the fourth step martingale 1295, this is not really going to be not going to be good if we lose this, because then that's going to bring us back down to like $100, or like $110. And then we would need to start again from $1.10 if we lose 1219. So see, this says buy, but it looks like it's going to close in the red. So we would have had four negative signals in a row. And there is your switch. Right, there is the switch right there. For 1219. 1219, next one is 3047. Alright, what are the chances that this is going to be green? And the next one going to be green? Chances are highly unlikely, but possible. Alright, so let's go. Let's continue to see what we got here. That's why, I say do it by the signals, but sometimes, as I mentioned, nobody says that you have to follow every signal, right? So it should never be based on intuition. We understand that there's a fast movement upward. We understand that it cannot go on forever. We understood that this is not a confirmed level of resistance, and there is a chance that it's going to break through on the third, right? So we won. We're back at $1.30, and we're continuing to to sell, right? Oh crap. Continuing with our follow the signals. But as I mentioned, when you go to the third, fourth, fifth step martingale, it becomes extremely stressful. And this is where people might start lose their cool. All right, so because this is 1, 2 on the third, it broke through. It's not a good level of support, but we might be looking at formation of a potential level of resistance. On the second point contact, we're still waiting for it. It's still, not even the first. We got the first one here. We don't have the second yet. Right, and 3, 2, 1, it did it close in the money? It did. It closed in the money. There's that volatility for you. All right, so it's still up, the following minute. It's still a sell signal based on parabolic. I do believe that we could see something, this as being the second point contact. Down, 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 retracement, down, down, down still. We could even take a look, just like we did, we understood the, we understood the multiple time frame, multiple interval video that I've done last week as well. We understand that there still is a generally downward trend in effect, right? If we're looking at 1423, right, or 1450 from 3 o'clock, we got a 10-minute intervals. We understand that, yeah, we're in the money, but we understand there's generally a downward trend, so there is a retracement, and well, that retracement could still be nothing but a continuation of a further downward trend. So back to 1 minute. Maybe we can do a different line of support, resistance. Kind of like this. There it is, right? For a much longer time from 2 o'clock. And so for about 2.5 hours, it is going down. We did one more aggressively where it broke through here. Maybe we got a potential here or from this point right there, like a kind of like a level of resistance. Also 1, 2, 3. But I would say there is another possibility of a 2-point contact for a support as well. So let's give a couple of minutes for the asset to show us whether what it's going to do. So this is still adjustable because we need a 2-second point of contact, kind of like a bounce back. So this one is kind of still here, but not really confirmed yet. 22 seconds left until the end. We got shaft showing down. We got parabolic showing down. Oh, damn it. Parabolic showing down. And next one is going to be $1.95. Yeah? Yeah. So 7, 6. Well, it should be in the money. But if it's not, we're still going to, yeah, open it for a downward move. Oh, I didn't win or lose. When it's circled like this yellow, that means it closed on the exact pip that it started, and you didn't win, but you didn't lose either, right? So if we click here, we see that it started at 14,368 and closed at 14,368. That's why, again, I took a position that's a little bit that's incorrect, right? $1.95 as the first step. We're not ready yet. $1.95, which means the next one should be $2.93. But we're definitely not ready for this because our balance is not, it's not $190. All right, so the following minute, and it looks like we could be in the money. Right, so there we go. We're continuing to go down, though I am expecting at some point there's going to be a testing of a second point contact. So far, while it's below this line, it should continue to go down, but we could see a pinching factor. As long as it should be with a confirmed level of resistance or support. So it looks like we're going to lose this one, so we'll go to $1.95 again. Actually, wait a second. What time is it? We don't want to miss. Oh, yeah, in about less than half an hour, right? In about 21 minutes from now, we're going to see Canadian release of the interest rates. So this is also kind of important and exciting for me to show you that market is not chaos, that you are quite capable of making money. And I don't know, what are we going to be in the money? Well, I think we're going to be in the money. All right, there we go. God dang it. All right, so I've been trading with you guys now for like what? So we started at 1600. Or no, we started at 1505, right? 1505 or something around there. But we saw the ADP non-farm, so there was a spike followed by a retracement, and so we've been trading over an hour, right? We started with $100, so in about we made 40 freaking percent today, trading for about an hour. Yeah, I feel like a villain. It's great. 40 freaking percent in 1 hour. Imagine if you put $1,000, 10% per day will equal $17,500 worth of profit. If we're talking about 40% per day, Jesus Christ, you're gonna be very happy. You're gonna be thanking me a lot uh, when the month ends. All right, and you know what? Just for I don't know, s and giggles, let me show this to you, because I got this table right here, that should be able to, clarify this. Let's see, right, like this, right there. All right, one second, I'll show it to you. Ah, no, I shouldn't do that because it cut half the screen away. One moment. Well, definitely don't want to do that. Right, hold on, let's change that. There we go to full screen. And one second, where is it? Give me a second. Can't seem to find it. One moment. There it is. All right, there it is. Okay, so when we zoom out, wait, check this out. I keep saying that if you have $1,000 and we're looking at like, something reasonable like 10%, you're looking at $17,500 balance. And or $16,500 worth of profit. Now just imagine that you have a day just like me today, and we're looking at 40% of your balance every single day. So for about an hour, you trade like we did. You give yourself 6 steps of martingale, your 1,000 is gonna be huge. 24 freaking million dollars. This is not like an exaggeration. 40% of your balance every single day. This is like a ridiculous growth, I understand. But yeah, we're looking at your balance, your profit to be $24 million. Obviously, that's not something that's. Well, wait a second. It is possible. I mean, there's the math. We've done 40%. It's just that, you know what? I gotta say that when you're gonna be somewhere here at like 56,000, opening a position, right, for 1% of your balance, so that you fit 6 steps martingale, so opening a position for $500, for some countries that's like a monthly living expense, right? It's gonna be difficult. So statistically speaking, and even if I screwed up, a couple of times today with not with the signals, but with how I time them, the entry point and the exit point. And that's why this kind of growth is very, I would say it's very unrealistic. All right, so 40% in tournament when you're not putting your money at risk. But if you lose today, it's okay. You got another opportunity tomorrow to put that again into circulation, into effect. Maybe you can trade even a little bit more aggressive, because I am trading like, look, this is when we had, right. So we started with $1. And with a $1.50 multiplier, right, on the 6-step martingale, we're looking at $95 loss. So that means that you either, let me see, 1.6. See, already can't, right? 1.6 multiplier, we're looking on the 6-step martingale, so you're not going to be able to actually, put $71 because you would max it out. So it's still maybe 1.55 martingale. Let's see, it's still 105. Maybe, no, it's not really something. Still 1.5 is good. Maybe here then 1.05, right? $1.05. There we go. Right? So not even $1.06. Let's see, $1.06 already. Yeah, $1.06 already exceeds $100 balance. Right? So the bigger your balance is, in this case, $110, you'd start with $1.10, well, 100, yeah, $110, you start with $1.10. And on the 6th step, you're looking at 104 as the, total balance. But I would say that if you lose 5 steps in a row, just click on the max button, and you should be, you kind of like go all in, I guess, in this regard. Okay, so, but yeah, this is essentially what I do. Every $10 that you gain on your balance in tournament should equal to a 10-cent gain on your first step martingale. So right now we're at what? We're at 140. So now it's $1.40 as the first step martingale, and we continue. All right, so we see a second point contact. We got one, we got two, and here it kind of broke on the other side, on the top side. So we got $1.40. We got the following minute, 0.0. And I don't know if I would, yeah, let's, dollar, still 40 seconds left. Yeah, I guess what makes me a little bit hesitant right now is that we have, all right, let's go 140 at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, very, very, quick and aggressive candles upwards. If that's the case, that means the second step martingale for us now is 210. And I'm still going to be going upwards. I'm still going to buy based on shaft and based on parabolic. So we'll see that in 15 seconds. All right, still no questions from anybody. My guys kind of checked in. Henry and Donald. Uh-oh. If this is going down this aggressive, it could test the third point and afterwards break away. Let's see, I wouldn't mind this, but I still don't, I never really want to go to the third or beyond the third step. 5.25 would be the third step martingale on the following minute. And in 30 seconds, we'll see if I'm still gonna be going by. Oh, that sounded weird. I'm still gonna go long for a buy position. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. 14 seconds. There we go. We got contact for the third point. All right. So now we have an interesting situation. Fractal. It's usually an early signal kind of what the acid wants to do. We have this is like a 1-point contact. We could have stretched the truth a little bit and say that this was the second point contact. On the third, it broke through, so this is not really a valid level. We have 1, 2. We could say that this is the third point contact. We got shaft saying buy. We got parabolic says buy, but we got fractal that says sell. So the fourth step martingale in this case would be 1313. And the following minute, all right, 10, 9, I hope that I don't have to go to that point, and looks like I won't have to. There we go, 5, 4, 3, so we got a good point. There we go, good in the money trade. And we're continuing to go up. So now we do have a confirmed level of support. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. And I maybe would want to shuffle this a little bit. Right, wait, there we go. And I would still say that this is a 1, 2, and possible third point contact, 210. There we go. So I'm still going to buy, but we got a possible third point contact. And if it resists at that point, then yeah, we have something interesting happening. The pinching factor like this usually means that there could be a big movement afterwards. All right, so that we can ride a train to go higher and higher and higher. So 210, looks like I could be in the money, so $1.40 again. There we go, and we still buy. God damn it. All right, let's still buy. We're still following parabolic. There could be a bit of resistance on the third point contact from this resistance level, but I actually think that it's going to break through based on what kind of activity we saw before. So it sawed through this level here. It bounced away. So yeah, we got 1 point, 1, 2, 3 as a point of contact. Yeah, all right, so let's shift it again to 1 minute ahead. All right, what time is it? So we don't miss. Actually, yeah, it looks like we're gonna start closing up a little bit on this journey with the tournament upwards, because in 9 minutes we have the Canadian NFP. So 140. We looks like, next one is 210 in 5 seconds. 2-1. Okay, so it was in the money. And we're continuing to go up. Did I open a position? Yes, I did. Okay, good. So the following minute and 2:10. So yeah, this one is breaking on the third, though it could be going down. If it goes down, and actually it would be exciting to see if it's going to go down and touch this level one more time, because it is a confirmed support level. If it breaks through it, it's got a serious potential to continue to break through. And if it breaks through, it actually has a serious potential the size of this to continue to go downward. All right, when we're seeing 3, so in this case it's the correct 1, 2, third point contact. And if this switches, actually, yeah, we're going to ride this train a little bit more aggressive, because we got nothing to lose right now. I've just proven my point anyway with regards to oh, wait, crap. I went against the signal. That's not good. All right, so we do have a third point contact. It is confirmed. There it is. It switched. So I am inclined to think that it's going to continue to go down. So, and in 41 seconds, yeah, it should close lower. So actually, I could start again with $1.40 on the following minute. So this is it, my friends. I mean, this is one of the ways that you can trade. If you're if you want to apply this to your real account, man, you know what? I gotta say that 6 steps martingale is just a crazy thing. I mean, unless you go with like $100 and you're not really scared of putting that to the risk of only 6 positions, then that maybe would be okay. Oh, wait a second. There we go. 2. No, okay, we're good. All right, still close. There we go. Go lower. All right, and it looks like it should on this minute or the following one, it should break out either on the lower side. And as I mentioned, if it breaks down on the lower side, we actually have this kind of movement potential, right? So it's going to be, relatively low, huge. It's going to go down. Wait, there we go. It's going to go down a lot. Right, so if it closes on this side, potentially speaking, right, so it's not something that's guaranteed, but it is going to establish a new lowest low. All right, and there might be a lot of momentum behind it. All right, and let's see. Yeah, 4:30. Okay, so what do we got? What do we got here? Let's reload this. Yeah, 5 minutes. Whoop. All right, did something weird. Oh no, well, whatever. Yeah, there we go. 5 minutes is just for one day. I usually like to kind of spread it out to see what's available. But in less than 5 minutes, we've got a potential, well, not potential. We're going to see a reaction to a very important statistic. All right, let's go a little bit more aggressively here because I've proven my point. Yep. We are able to get consistent results even with one indicator, but with if you put together a lot of things that we've discussed in the previous videos, obviously don't do something like this right here. This is dumb in the real account. In the tournament, you are able to take a little bit more aggressive stance because if we don't win on this one, we're just going to be able to double the, go all in. Right, go max on the next one. If we lose, it's not a big deal, but it should be, we should be winning based on the fact that it broke through. We got confirmation from other signals, and we went from 400 to like 350. And so this is something that's entirely up to you. But I've proven to you that if you give yourself 6 steps, this wasn't for like 5-10 minutes that it worked. It worked for over an hour. All right, and so when you start to understand how to analyze the market, it's not a strategy. God, I hate that word. Strategy means very, very repetitive motions, and the market is not that predictable. So, anyways, there we go. That's how you do it. Let's switch over to the real account. All right, and what we're going to do right now, oh God, I hope my...
All right, my dear. uh, Internet clocked up. Man, sometimes everything just like at the right moment, it just goes to booger. All right, we've got. Wait a second. Let's. 1 second. There we go. Forex Factory. One.
Yeah, all right. Morpheus back in the house with you guys. Um, I need to. All right, one moment. Still, we're going to just show you at least the reaction of Canadian interest rate. My internet, where I live, it's good, it's wonderful, but sometimes it's remote, it's secluded, but the internet is an issue once in a while. So give me a second, hang out with me just one moment, trying to get through this technical snafu, and Henry is still with me. As usual, bear with me. So we're going to do a little bit of a post analysis, right? So there we go. All right, it seems like it's back in business. All right, just need to show you guys this. There we go. Okay. All right. So, having said this, let's go to Forex Factory. There we go. All right. So a little bit of a post analysis. Unfortunately, we lost connection, so I couldn't take advantage of it. But we see Canadian dollar overnight rate. They kept it the same. So if we go on to anything with a CAD, 1 second, CAD, in the real market, well, let's say AUD CAD, there we go. We saw a spike followed by a massive retracement. It was actually good news for Canada, right? So if there was a negative move for Australia, it was a good news for Canada. But interesting enough is that exactly at 1445 right there was a bit of volatility, but this is when it happened. So it was a negative move followed by a retracement, right? So let's see if we can also kind of kind of capture this with different currencies. There it is, right? So 1445, exactly on, as we were expecting, or 14, 1645, exactly when we were expecting. There it is, 1645. There was a spike followed by a retracement and a continuation. So in the real market, I kind of wanted to, open also position for a retracement, but, my internet at this unfortunate moment kind of clonked out, and, well, we couldn't. But, dear friends, today essentially, let's take a look. I think tomorrow, wait a second, let's go to any Forex calendar, but I do like Forex Factory because it's user-friendly. We understand that tomorrow, we have ECB press conference. We've gotten weekly statistic unemployment claims, which is not as important as it's not quite as important as monthly or quarterly statistics. So tomorrow we do have, so at 15:05, right? So at 15:05 we start stream right here to take advantage of what Canada released today, and we couldn't, but we're going to see about tomorrow main refinancing rate, or the same thing as just worded differently. Central bank is going to release their interest rate decision. Now, interesting enough is that it usually falls down or up by 0.25%. So interesting here that they are forecasting something that's like 25, right? Basically from 240, lower by 0.25. This, but still, it's kind of like unusual. Usually it's like 75, 250, 225. So it is unusual to see 215. But maybe in Europe it's a little bit, differently. So usually the countries, any kind of the central bank raises or lowers by 0.25%. So it is 0.25%. It's just, it's weird that it's at 240 instead of 250. And the previous one was 265 instead of 250. So yeah. So tomorrow we're going to see there is a lowering. It's probably going to be lower, but it's not really a good thing unless there is a surprise. If they still keep it at 240, it would be positive news instead of lowering it. So tomorrow we take advantage of this. So at 3:05 GMT plus 3 time, Cyprus time, I'm live with you guys once again, trying to prove to you that market is not chaos, that when you trade by the book, giving you the red pill, the knowledge, the rules that govern the system, they're not difficult. The most difficult thing will be is for you to stick to a plan that keeps working. So take a look right now at ISM Services PMI. In about 5 minutes in euro dollar, there could be a reaction. But I've been with you guys already so long. Hopefully more of you will join me on these streams. Leave a comment. Drop me a message in Telegram if you want to talk about this on the greater detail. Take a look. Today was a good day. We've made like ridiculous profit in like 1 hour worth of trading. We did like 40% with $100 as a starting point, with $1,000 as a starting point, and 40% on a daily basis. For a month, you're looking at 20 plus $1 million at the end of the month. So maybe this is something that already can give you that financial independence, though that is very still aggressive approach, and I would caution a little bit more restraint. Aim for 10%. That's fantastic statistic. And if you guys want one-on-one, Telegram channel is below. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. I'm always going to be super happy to communicate with anybody who wants to make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.